Hi, writers. I want to share with you another thing about my running that relates to writing workshop. When I run, I usually run fast, not really paying attention to my surroundings. But sometimes something catches my eye, like a beautiful flower or a tree in full bloom, and I slow down and pay attention. And guess what? Storytellers do this too. They recognize that somewhere in each story is a point that needs them to slow down. They don't do this at any old part of the story. They slow down at the most important part of the story, the part where they want the reader to pay close attention. This might be the saddest or the funniest part. It might be the strangest or the most breathtaking part. It might be the part where they want their reader to sit up and listen closer, thinking, this is what the story is really about. Storytellers call this the heart of the story. Today, I want to teach you that revision isn't about fixing errors. Revision is about finding and developing great writing. And sometimes that means adding more to the heart of the story. I'm going to show you how my friend Gregory did this. But first, I'm going to show you Gregory's first draft. He wrote a draft about discovering his fish was dead. Let's read it together. Al is what? Dead. Ever since I had a fish, I had Al, the best algae eater in the world. Once I heard he was dead, I did not cry. I just was still. Then I asked, where is he? My dad said, in the trash. I asked to see him. I saw it was true. My dad put him back. For a second, I thought, then I said, we can give him a funeral. My dad looked doubtful for a minute, but I picked him up and said, he was special. Then I cried. Al was gone. So writers, that was a great first draft. But when Gregory went back to revise, he thought a little bit about what was the heart of his story. And he decided that it was here. When he saw Al in the trash. But you know what Gregory realized? He'd only written one sentence about that. I saw it was true. So he decided to go back and revise that part by adding more, adding exactly what he saw. And the way he did this, he picked up a pair of scissors and he actually just cut. And once he was done cutting, he inserted a piece of blank paper and he added more to really develop the heart of his story. And writers, I want to show you what he came up with. As I read this, notice how Gregory worked so hard to add in exactly what he did and exactly what he saw. I walked over to the trash can and I opened it. I looked in and saw wet paper towels, orange peels, and a pile of coffee grounds. I picked up Al. I flicked off the coffee grounds and said, Al, my friend, I'm gonna miss you. So notice how Gregory was able to develop the heart of his story by first finding that place where he wanted his reader to slow down, and then adding more by thinking about exactly what he saw and exactly what he did. So, writers, it's time to make a work plan. First, you want to think, what is my work for today? You might think about this particular part that you're going to be revising. You might think a little bit about how you're going to revise. And then you're going to think, okay, what tools do I need? Gregory needed scissors and loose leaf drafting paper, and of course, a pen. You might need that. You might need a mentor text. You might need a checklist. Take a minute and think, what is my work for today? What tools do I need? And when you're ready, off you go.